we're from Friends of the Earth today, and we're trying to make people aware of the impacts of tin mining in particular on Bangka Island in Indonesia. The large mobile phone companies, particularly Apple and Samsung, and whether they know about it or not, are almost certainly using tin from these islands, which is having disastrous environmental and social impacts. What we're asking people to do is to ask those manufacturers, Apple and Samsung and other phone brands, whether they're using tin from these islands and what influence they will exert to make sure that the problems that are happening there can be dealt with. And also to design their products better so they need less of this sort of material in the first place. Today we're wandering up and down Oxford Street, getting that message out with my friend here, the giant phone. We really need the companies that are making these products to take responsibility for the impacts and to help make it better, which is the name of our campaign.
And how would they take responsibility? What kind of things do you want them to do?
Well, we'd like the large companies who are involved in making these products, who are almost certainly using the tin from Bangka Island in Indonesia, whether they know about it or not, to use their might, their corporate might and their influence to help bring about a resolution to the disastrous environmental and social impacts of the mining on Bangka Island, but also to make their products better, to design them so they can be recycled, refurbished, reused, so actually they need less of this sort of material in the first place, so we can tread more lightly on the planet.
Do you need some sort of a government control on this or not?
Well, we need companies to take responsibility for the impacts of their products, and what would underpin all of that and make sure it happens is much more transparency in their supply chains. So what we would like to see is Europe-wide non-financial reporting requirement on all large companies with significant operations in Europe, and that would include companies like the smartphone manufacturers. Tin mining on Bangka Island is having all sorts of appalling impacts on the environment and on people. People are being hurt, killed even in collapsing mines. The malaria rate on the island has rocketed very lightly because of the malaria carrying mosquitoes breeding in the ex-mining craters. Forests are being ripped up, coral reefs are being suffocated and killed by the dumped tailings from the mining boats which dump the unwanted rejects from the dredging overboard. So onshore and offshore we're seeing appalling environmental impacts of tin mining on Bangka Island. But we would like to see government action. In particular, we want to see a Europe-wide law requiring much more transparency in the supply chains of companies like Apple and Samsung with large operations in Europe.
Thank you very much indeed. Lovely.
Thank you.